Does size matter to women, or is there more to it? Look, if you were to ask women of the street what they prefer, no doubt they would pick the big one without batting an eyelid. It's what we've been told. We've always been told that bigger equals better and hotter and sexier. But then again, is that really true? Or have we been fed a myth that has been accepted as the truth? Does size really matter? Are you pumped? Because I am. I am really pumped for this episode. Now hit the like button and the notification bell to be the first to get all of my videos whenever I post, because I'm very consistent on my channel. Now let's begin. Now, regardless of the fact that no penis is perfect, I will say the truth that size does matter to a degree, and anyone who says otherwise is just trying not to offend anyone, or they're just trying to be modest. I know I had said it doesn't matter in time past, but hey, that's when it's at least 3 to 4 inches long, because anything below that is quite difficult to defend. Also, keep in mind that a lot of men aren't willing to admit that their size concerns them, and that's one of the reasons why it is difficult for them to satisfy their ladies. Listen, we're not just calling out guys with little than average, joystick or little than average sizes here. No, the fact still remains that size can be an issue for every guy. Not because you're lacking or have too much, but because they don't know how to use your joysticks in accordance with its size. You might think that a big joystick is golden, but it can hurt a woman if it's not used the right way. So whether small or big, size matters, because you have to prepare for any eventuality that requires you to adjust. You also have to know how, when, and where to move it. And in order for you to know how to please someone, you have to acknowledge that your size matters, no matter what it is. It matters. And moreover, ladies, we need to come to the realization that penis size does not affect stamina. There are guys with tiny members that have all the stamina in the world, and they are super fertile. But on the flip side of the coin, you can equally have guys with huge members that don't have the stamina to last at least more than a few minutes. Basically, I think size has zero bearing on either of these things. So the question is, what is the average size of a male member? Now, I would say that there is no hard or fast rule about the size of a joystick, but to put your mind at ease, it's anywhere between 5 to 6 inches. That's definitely considered average. Anything less than that, you would just have a sympathetic smile from women. Anything more than that, and she will be in awe of you and hooked. Plus, a smile will directly be proportional to the length of your joystick. And at this point, I would advise you not to let her down when it's time for you to prove your skills, because if your skills are whack, she'll be more disappointed that you have such a tool and you're just a waste of time. Now, to all them ladies looking for more than average members, darling, calm down. Take a chill pill, because almost everyone in the world is average, and most girls are fine with average size members. All said and done, being average is okay? And I need to state that both length and girth matters when determining whether a joystick is big or not. And this is because the joystick comes long and thin, as well as short and girthy. So both would definitely feel very different from each other, and they have their own strength and they have their own weaknesses. But yet again, most women love men with considerable good length, good average length, but width must be wide enough. At least when you hold it in your hands can wrap around it, totally filled up. To be honest with you, that girth is as important as the length for women, and this is why. The wider the joystick is, the easier for each thrust to hit the G-spot. The fuller the woman feels when you thrust her, because the wall of her honey well is being brushed against, thereby heightening the sensation she gets from you thrusting. But if you don't have girth, what you need to do is wind your hips so that you can hit it from all corners while you're thrusting. Don't just thrust straight forward. Hit it from below, the side, up and down, and scatter everywhere. scatter everywhere. More importantly, big may not always do the best job. But yet again, the question is, does a big joystick make a difference while having sex? Do girls like big members while having sex? Well, I would say that this is the most confusing part of all. Many girls are happy to snuggle with an average member kind of guy. Certain percentage of other girls prefer way bigger than the average, and it's okay. Some girls will tell you that a bigger joystick means better sex, while other girls just hate bigger members because it hurts them. So the real question is if the size of a man's member actually affects the outcome of sex. The truth is yes. The size does matter, but again, learning how to use your joystick to the best effect is more important, and your size does play a huge role in whether you will be able to help your woman orgasm better. Or let your stroke game be on point. Don't be blessed with length and width and your stroke game is zero. Honestly, when it comes to the size of the thing that men have got packing in between their legs, I have come to realize that men seem to put a lot of their confidence into the size. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, all right? Let's face it. I think that having a larger one makes getting laid and being good in bed a tad bit easier. And it excites a lot of women, especially when they see for the first time that you're packing really good. It excites us. In fact, that alone can make women tolerate your bullshit sometimes. That being said, some guys behave differently depending on their size. Some guys get their confidence from their size. And the real difference in personality comes to whether he's a grower or a shower. Now, for those of you who don't even know the difference between a grower and a shower, or what a grower and a shower means, hang in here because I'm going to make that explanation right now. Now, a grower is someone whose joystick is smaller when flaccid, but it grows to a substantial size when they're hard, while a shower is someone who looks bigger when they're flaccid but doesn't really grow as much when they're erect or when they're hard. Basically, what you see when they're not excited is usually what you get when they are excited or when they're hard. It just then behoves on you to note that the argument about whether you want a grower or a shower from the start comes down to the fact that you are not going to get any more than you already see with a shower. But with a grower, however, the magic begins as he gets excited, as he gets really turned on. And to be honest, I am much more fascinated by the grower because it gets you disappointed at first glance, but a few minutes when the grower is turned on by you, it laughs at you like, ta-da! Joke's on you! I love the grower, especially when it grows in your hands. You can feel its growth powerfully in your hand. This is how you get to know who is a grower and who is a shower. Now, once the guy is erect, try measuring the joystick again from the tip to the head. If the difference in length is more than 1.5 inches longer than when it was soft, then that means that he's a grower. But if it's less than 1.5 inches, if there's no significant increase in length, then he's a shower. Now the question is, can a man change from being a grower to being a shower? The answer to this is yes. A man can actually change. Grower can become less of a grower when they age, and a shower might become less of a shower too. And this is why. As people get older, they tend to become less of a grower because the proportion of collagen fibers changes as a man ages. Do you get what I mean? So a grower might become more of a shower as the tissues of his joystick stretches over time, because growers tend to be younger than showers. But on the flip side of the coin, right, some people may become more of a grower, especially if their tissues shrink and become less elastic over time. So when this happens, it causes the penis to retract and later experience a larger increase in length when the man becomes, erect. Now, another important question that I know that men would want to ask is if women have any preference for a grower or a shower. Now, this is sort of a difficult question to answer because every woman is different. Now, some women might prefer a shower because they like seeing large, long, soft bulge, because it looks like the man has a big package, and so they might not really care that the size doesn't change much when he's erect. But I, for one, I have said it earlier on this content that I love the thrill of seeing it bloom right in front of me into a hulk. So some women like me may prefer the grower because it excites us to see how much the man's joystick changes when he gets pretty much excited or turned on around us. The fun fact is that growers may not look like much on the surface, but you know what they really have in store for you when you're both together at home in the secret place. Do you get? You know who this guy is and what he's packing when you're just alone in private with him. And also with a grower, you will feel great about yourself. I know this can be hard to understand, but bear with me. This is what I mean. Now, when you end up sleeping with someone who is a shower, you don't see them get very big when you strip down. That being said, when you are with a grower, you feel so much more powerful when you take off your clothes and you watch them grow from nada to ta-da. You know, and that sight alone is a proof of the fact that they are taken and moved by you, and this will make you feel like you have a much bigger effect on their arousal when you are with a grower. Do you understand what I'm saying? Unlike the shower doesn't really, he's just there, so you don't know if you have any effect on him. But for a grower, you know, you see him grow from small to big. And that's because he's seeing you and he's reacting to what you're doing, or he's reacting to your presence. Do you get what I mean? And coupled with the fact that first time sex will be less intimidating with a grower. Trust me, the grower will be more nervous than you are, because growers tend to be slightly insecure when it comes to getting naked for the first time in front of someone new. And automatically, if you're a sharp person, this just automatically takes the pressure off you slightly. So you won't have to worry about what you have got going on around you when you know that your grower feels insecure about himself too. And then another reason why I think that you should get attracted to the grower is because they may have less tendency to cheat. Now, I know that this point can be argued to some degree, but I think that it's an important reason that you would want a grower and not a shower. You know why? Because shower can have an attitude that they're better than others, that they have what women want, and they feel like they can get away with having sex with other girls because they know that they will have luck automatically. And this is because of their large member being visible without them being aroused. Now, of course, I know that it's said that people cheat for personal reasons. I also believe guys who are showers and they know that they are showers are more likely to engage in unfaithful behavior. All right? Now, one more reason why I think that you should go for a grower is because they're more likely to want to please you, even though they do know that they can grow into great size. Growers seem to be self-conscious about their size because it's small when flaccid, and this makes them want to work much harder to ensure that you're satisfied in bed. It's as if they are trying to compensate for their small flaccid penises, even though their hard-on is perfectly average or bigger. Do you get? And most of the time it's always going to be bigger. All right? Now, lastly, growers are more considerate of your insecurities. You know why? Because growers understand what it's like to have insecurities, and because they have huge insecurities of their own. Growers get self-conscious because their joystick looks small when it's not geared up for use. And this means that guys who are growers and not showers have a better understanding of what it's like to dislike certain parts of your body. So they won't poke fun at anything you don't like about yourself, since they wouldn't want you to make fun of them. These are the reasons why I think that I love to have a grower. I mean, like, I don't mind a grower. I love the element of surprise. Like, you're stroking a grower and you can feel it expand, you can feel it grow, you can feel it stretch. It's just amazing. But for a shower, there is nothing exciting. You don't even know if you're doing anything. And most of the time, a shower, because a shower is large already, they're typically not so strong. Do you understand? Their joysticks are typically not really strong, so you really don't know if you're making any impact while you're touching them or while you're going down on them. So I pretty much love, that element of surprise that growers bring into the mix. Let me know, who do you prefer, a grower or would you prefer a shower? Any day, anytime. Be honest. Which side are you on in this big versus small python debate? Does the size matter to you, or do you think it's about how, the man uses what he's packing? Put your comment in the comment section and let's have this discuss right away. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I wonder what you're waiting for to be part of this community. Go on, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.